player wants to leave.
Yeah. But what I would say, like we can even take, sure this is not in NIP's game, but in NIP's defense, because I know there's been a lot of flack in terms of like they only keep on replacing one person. But I would say the players that they've been picking before Draken has been really like it's been a really bad match for them, right? They were still stuck in the same situation where it's like we don't know, like we don't even know our roles within the team. Like,
whereas now
it's
more
very
concrete.
set, and I think this is going to be. It was the same with Alu somewhat.
Oh, guys, can we just admire that Hayes just put
I
coaching
saw him.
shirt
Yeah,
on?
he looks great.
He's got his coaching button up.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think that now they actually because Forcer's really good. For example, when it comes to he's really good at a rifle, but he's also really good at a secondary opera, right?
Mm-hmm.
He put in a situation was taken with Pith. I'm not saying that Pith is a bad player, not at all. I'm just saying like he didn't really necessarily fit in a team. He would fit in another team better if the structure was better. But then you had a situation where it's like who's opping, who's secondary, like they just switched, and then on top of that, it was just like positioning gets worse because there might be sites, for example. We need an op here, but we can't, so we're gonna have to switch that up. It's all gonna be a domino effect. You're gonna play well sometimes. You're gonna either fall apart some other times.
Forrest is actually a really like interesting one actually there, because when like before that happened, I always knew when he picked up the AWP, he has like a specific plan and way of playing certain spots, and I know that he's going to be amazing at it. But it did actually seem that he was very uncomfortable in some spots.
No,
like,
he is.
I don't know what I'm kind of doing
because it
with
gets
the AWP this
frustrating,
round.
and I mean, it was the same for me. I wasn't an opper to begin with.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
I just got that, and then it got very uncomfortable because there are moments where you're like, you end up dying, and you're like, if I had a rifle, I would have killed him. You know, 100%.
Yeah, but
and that's like the.
That's buying it out of not necessity. Yeah.
if a team as experienced as NIP is making these kind of errors in judgment, and, like pick up, like how do you think like a younger team, more inexperienced team is when they're just like, oh man, this guy had a really sick frag movie, we should pick him up, and they don't realize like there's personality, there's roles, there's all these things that go into making a team work. But the game's live, so maybe we should talk about it. I don't know.
We probably should. There is a lot to be discussed.
I didn't see the vetoes, but
it was Mirage and Train after Cobble.
Okay, cool. Who picked?
That's a
this
great
map?
question. Couldn't tell you.
Oh, we can see the names all lining up though, so we could be like,
Oh, you wanted to do your head-to-head, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Mixwell's also pretty mechanically skilled, so maybe it's not just Nath.
Yeah, Mixwell's in it.
And Mixwell would be their opera, I guess.
And of course, we now get to see, and this is for some people very exciting, absolutely getting to see Swag playing some offline competitive Counter-Strike. We know what he's capable of, so it looks like Jordan's going to be starting us off with some frags, and Stu's going to be chasing off as well with the Glock, doing ring around the Rosie. And Mixwell has a pocket full of posies.
Nice.
Last one standing.
Who do you think picked this map, Josh?
I think Cloud9 likes it, but I don't.
This used to be like OpTics, like before in the last lineup, they used to have a pretty.
Can you see the logo? Cobble. He's right. Yeah, Cloud9. It's slightly there's a bit of opacity on it, but
wait, where do you see the logo?
Cloud9 logo is on that. It was, I promise. It was just very faded. Could be definitely pumped up a little bit on the opacity.
So you were saying that Jason R is calling?
Yeah, he's calling, but he has never. This is his
never
first.
Been a caller. It's just like, hey, do you want to call? We need someone.
Yeah,
try it,
real bad.
It's his first in-game leader experience ever.
And honestly,
he does it in ranked S.
Oh really? Okay. Well, okay.
He would know better.
Right.
Yeah. Be quiet, Dan.
I will see this.
Well, rank S is when you get the best learning experience.
Yeah. I mean, I do find it interesting, the Jason story. I mean, his team-wise, prior to having a go on OpTic, he hasn't necessarily had a abundant career in North American Counter-Strike.
Well, he went to a major.
He did, yeah. Okay, so but who's he played for previously?
Splice and 3-Sub.
Splice and 3-Sub. Okay. But he's recently
ellipsis.
What? No, I was just saying he hasn't necessarily. He hasn't come from nowhere, but he hasn't necessarily had great success on the international scene.
We don't know him as like a top.
Absolutely not. But I mean, he has recently kind of caught everyone's attention through his stream. That's where a lot of people have found him and seen what he gets capable of.
But already we have a force buy here after losing the pistol from OpTic, so they're not going to have much cash to splash on that first buy round, which always feels stressful on Cobblestone. I don't know, how do you feel about this situation?
Are you asking me or
fellow commentators? Anyone who wants to jump on that?
Please, please, someone talk.
The 5 UMP buy by Cloud9 and the force buy pistols and scouts here by OpTic. I mean, OpTic can one shot, so that's a plus. But yeah, I mean, Cloud9's just running through here with the UMPs, and there's not much Terra can do except whip a few more shots.
Still a
Someone
bunch
just
of
falls down the stairs.
Now we're good.
Okay, fridge is being restocked. Cloud9 has done a fantastic job of not losing many weapons despite being incredibly close to it.
Yeah, I mean,
automatic 4 HP.
Did they have a lot of nades? I mean, they went for UMPs, so
if they have UMPs, then they can afford a lot of nades. But I think the thing is that they did well together was like we saw them double molly drop earlier on
right,
into the round.
There you go.
So they definitely did use grenades, and they did it to clear out angles safely from OpTic. You don't want to get like tased or shotgunned or something in drop room. So when Cloud9 goes there and approaches that area and approaches upper B, they want to make sure they're not going to get killed from anyone who's doing some sort of weird crossfire setup, and then it forces OpTic to play only a limited amount of spots, and Cloud9 is able to just clear those out together, make sure that they get the trade kills, and keeping 4 people alive, like that's not something you see every day.
They actually stole a couple of UMPs away, which is kind of cool as well. But
Naf, I think, bought one last round, and then Jason might have picked one up from a dead body.
Just retrieved it. We saw it. Yeah.
Jason had a scout before.
No, Jason had a 5/7 Terracotta scout.
Someone of them when they were 2 left had a scout left, so someone replaced it with an SMG.
Regardless,
that's all I know. I know that for a fact. I know it. I saw it with my own eyes.
All right, fair.
Why would I make something like that up, dude?
How dare you?
Why would I make something like that up?
I'm not talking with Josh anymore.
Ah, okay.
But I just found it interesting, like the full force buy, because I wonder, to some extent, because OpTic are going to know Cloud9 like pretty well, so it may be that you'd be more encouraged to make those decisions if you feel like a team is not that great on the anti-force buys. Whereas if you're playing Gambit, you'd be more encouraged to save because their anti-force buys are so good.
There they go again, the double mollies into drop.
Nice. Double nade into the double mollies, yeah.
Yep, that's brutal. You better not be stacking drop room. Of course,
I
mean, it is the area for the closest fights in Cobble, right? So if you're on those kind of low buy, that's a perfect place, a breeding ground for some frags and perhaps some weapons.
But they're actually going back around to A here after suggesting that they were going to take drop, which is nice.
Take some longer fights.
Brax is not going to go first here. He's going to let other people go first. And there's no real reason. I mean, it's besides the fact that he will probably bait them anyways. He's got an AK, so it makes more sense to just sit back and kind of cover them, let them clear out the closer angles.
What on earth can you do with a USP, Mixwell? Nothing is the answer. Now just those 2 remaining UMPs. This is where you'd expect to see a little bit of additional damage done, and indeed it has been. That's just going to be the one, though, Jason. Oh, so low, and even lower as Stewie puts him 6 feet under. That'll be 3-0. You know what? Cloud9 are going to be making quite the bank for themselves if they continue to keep these UMPs as well.
Yeah. And it's going to be very difficult for OpTic to do anything here without an op, and kind of limited on grenades as well. And this is kind of why doing force buys on second round kind of hurts the CT side a lot, and it's hard to regain momentum if you're unable to win any rounds early on.
So you're against the second round buy?
It depends on the map and the team that I'm playing against. Really, if you're going to do a second round buy, you need to do something crazy behind it. You can't afford to just do a default setup. You need to do some sort of push or some sort of stack. You need to take a risk, because if you just get picked apart and it's just like a 5 versus 3, you're probably going to lose the round anyways, and it's just too hard to do anything with it. And then you just cripple your economy. You're set to 5 M4s with, no grenades, basically.
Yeah.
A minute 25 left in the round, so what are they going to do? Like, C9's still on UMPs with 3 of them, 2 AKs.
It's one of the worst maps to have no nades, because you can't. It's so hard to be aggressive.
Well, you see that more and more in Europe as well, where if you lose the pistol, the second round... No, you don't eco. You just buy pistols. You don't buy
pistols
armor.
Without armor.
Because then coming into this round, you're at least going to have more money for nades.
So Jason actually had 49.50, I believe. He could have afforded an op and a flashbang and just dropped the op to someone like Mixwell or Tarek, and they could have maybe done a little bit of
he just ate
control,
that flash.
But yeah, here they're just going to get dumpstered because they had no map control. They're not even playing together with the M4s, and they're just getting dumpstered.
This is why I was wondering that maybe that they had like a read on Cloud9 and that they just had sloppy anti-force buys. But the thing is that was not the case at all. We actually saw like that they have a decent structure, that they know what they're doing, they're pretty decisive, they have some coordination, and they played that round pretty well. So if that was the read and the justification for force buying, then it was a bad read, and I don't know why you would set yourself up to like be in this first buy round with no nades on the CT side. Like this kind of behavior went away actually largely in Europe. Like you said, like it was like this for a long time, but now most T sides can do these anti-force buys so effectively. I think teams are gradually just getting less and less value out of the force buys, which is as it should be.
I like what OpTic just did here. So it was a 3 versus 3, and there was a lot of time left on the bomb, so they had a chance to do it. They lost the guy early, got spotted out where the terrace from C9 was, and then OpTic peeked. Like one person peeked through the door, and another was peeking heaven. But once they identified that Cloud9 wasn't peeking and giving an opportunity to, let OpTic clutch the round, they just said, you know what, they're not giving us the opportunity. Let's just save these guns and have a chance at this next round. A lot of teams, I feel, would just still try to kind of force something to happen and try to go for that round. But when you're at a deficit of 4 rounds like this early on, saving those M4s was definitely important. But I don't know about this Jason armor buy here with the P250. I don't know what the... I don't know. Do you agree with that, Robin?
No, I mean, you look at the other 2 players. Granted, one of them is saving for an op. I don't know. I don't agree with this. If it would be different if he was with another M4 and the M4 is peeking and he can just pick it up and try and help out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He seems to be alone, so I'm not actually quite sure about that.
And it's also something that is like on another map, it could be completely fine just because you get offensive options to mitigate a lack of utility.
Yeah.
But there's no way to mitigate that here.
And there goes the armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't quite necessarily.
And that's also like a position where it's like you have to hit the first couple of shots, and at that point armor is meaningless. So it's like that makes it redundant as well because of the kind of position you're playing or the setup you're playing with your team. So it is a bit weird.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you have the element of surprise. You only have to hit those headshots. Yeah,
it's like with a Deagle or an AWP. Like why you don't really need to have Kevlar with them because the
look
whole
at their money.
point is you hit the shot.
Round 6 and Cloud9 have looking at about 10 grand each.
Triple AWP. Alrighty then.
Yeah, Cloud9 can lose the next 3 rounds in a row and still be able to buy.
Do you think that's a miscommunication? I mean, that has to be a miscommunication.
I don't know,
Or is that
actually.
just a panic where you need to
No,
run
I think
now?
this is
Mixwell is
definitely a rank S strat.
Yeah, Mixwell could spawn here. You're gonna see him go somewhere. Gonna go down
He's
mid.
gonna try and peek down mid.
They're gonna peek mid. They're
Peek
gonna
over that smoke. Maybe?
take upper B platform control, and they know that Cloud9 either goes drop or they go regroups A. So if they're able to take upper B control and kind of know, if OpTic's able to take upper B control and know where Cloud9's going, then they can get a pretty good read.
Okay, so let's have a little look how Cloud9 approached this. We've already seen them went for the early plat smoke. That's going to enable them to walk out. You can see Shroud is utilising that. Bit of a gap. That could be the end of him if Naf did have his eyes trained on it. Instead, though, pressure mounting. A Molotov, a bullet, anything could stop him, but fortunately Tarek does have the cross, and that's Shroud down. And now the pressure applies to Mixwell, and he's caught repositioning. Brutal. Jason has to finish the job, and not far off providing a third. 1 bullet to the brain would have finished off Brax.
I mean, it's so okay to lose a round. If they get another kill or 2, that'd be so crippling. If it's nothing, just gets 1 more kill, it'd be amazing.
Trying to find that.
But this is like the worst situation for OpTic to be in as well. Just being like, oh, we just got a round, because now the pressure is on them this round to win this round. Otherwise, Cloud9 just wins this half so massively.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very telling round then for OpTic of how this half's going to go.
Oh yeah.
And this is kind of the problem too, is that you have that surprise of all the orbs, but as soon as Cloud9 lose a round and are, as Josh said, in this position economically against you, they can run like a set piece, and it's not always going to work, of course, but it is generally a good strategy against a lot of sniper rifles. So that's like an easy answer for them. I wonder if they'll go for it, because it looks, I mean, they're kind of spread out here. Actually, no, so there's actually 4 towards A here. So they want to get towards A long for the set piece, perhaps, but they aren't really flashing the angles, or
Really good play by Mixwell here.
Yeah, that was
just
cool.
getting out of there. Shroud needs to connect with those, but not a bad position for C9 to be in right now. Even though they've lost a couple players, like right here, wow. Shroud can win this next duel as well. If he's able to win this duel, then C9's in a great position. OpTic's probably pissing themselves.
They bomb play.
Yeah, Shroud just kept 2 other people at B from OpTic, and that makes a world of difference when OpTic's coming in for this retake. They have no map control. They don't know where Cloud9 is at all. Mixwell kind of has a little bit of control because he backed out this way and knows like danger's clear. But we'll see this retake in just a second here.
Let's have a little look how this one does shape up. Then 1 towards Stables, 1 on site. This is important. Frag and nothing does get it, and he's somehow not traded before he takes a second. Absurd stuff. Pressure then mounting. It is a 1v1. It's the Spaniard Mixwell to try and get the second all-important round, but time is becoming a problem. He knows it. There's a smoke. Automatic. This is a guaranteed kill. There's no way he can mess this up. Woo! Time.
Oh my god.
Time
Okay,
is the savior.
So right here, Cloud9, every time OpTic spin on Eco, Cloud9 does the same stuff. They nade and then they do the mollies on drop. What I want to see from OpTic right now, or another team that plays against C9, if they watch what C9 does, because it's the same thing they do on every anti-Eco, they'll do the mollies. If OpTic has 3 people ready outside E-box, as soon as the mollies are fading, right before the smoke comes, if they triple peek the drop area, that would be really cool to see, but it looks like Cloud9 might not even do that anti-eco here anyway.
I thought you said they do every single time.
Well,
it's a dangerous, dangerous world we live in.
Dangerous game you're playing here, Josh.
You know, you win some, you lose some, right?
The thing is, I see what you mean. Though. The
like
first
they've done
2 rounds,
it 3 times already out of 8 rounds.
It is actually a very solid anti-eco, mainly because you gain control or drop, which is you go together and you get that done.
That Mach 10 is pretty cocky from Stu.
And OpTic here force buying because it's a double eco anyway.
Do you agree with that, anyways?
I mean, you're either
double eco, anyways. Let's just force buy.
Yeah, I mean, it's very common.
It's common, but do you agree with it?
Somewhat. It's going to come down to, do you have a plan? If you're just going to go in your regular positions again, no.
They don't have a plan. So
no, I know. So I don't agree with it.
I mean, they just went to the normal positions.
I don't necessarily disagree with it. We're not even talking about OpTic here, just in general. I don't disagree with it. If you're forced to double save anyway, but at least have a plan, right?
Isn't it also like about whether or not the damage to the economy of Cloud9 actually matters at this point as well? Because you managed, how much do we care about the opponent's economy versus our own economy?
You got to stop caring about their economy now because it's so good, right?
Yeah.
So I don't
OpTic can't think about Cloud9's. OpTic needs to think about OpTic's economy.
So like now, for example, you get a kill, you try and save the weapon. Like you just go somewhere safe, because if you look at the money right now, even coming next one, that's the thing. It's going to be like the same as the 4th round, where it's like, do we want everything that we want? You see NAF actually saving last round, basically. So it's going to be able to afford an up anyway.
I like PT50s because I feel like you can actually get a lot of value out of those. Maybe it's like 1 kill here or 1 kill there, but these are the rounds where you're going to see Cloud9 be maybe a little bit more sloppy, maybe if you're lucky. And you can probably get almost as much out of a PT50 as you could, like, again, the Kevlar and the whatever pistols that they force bought there.
I think the major telling difference between these 2 teams right now is Cloud9's actually doing stuff together. It doesn't matter where they go, they're doing something together, and if someone's alone, they're just holding for a push. But OpTic's kind of disjointed, and, you know, maybe they have like a little bit of help together on A. If someone's fighting at middle, there's another guy that can peek from top middle, but whoever's upper B is by themselves. It's usually like Tarek or something, or maybe Nav. Whoever's at drops by themselves. So it's kind of like they're disconnected.
Extremely fast play here from Cloud9.
Just applying pressure to a single player with a USP. Tarek. Oh, hang on.
Hello.
Ooh, that's the start. You said if they get a weapon, they should keep it. He's going to use that Molotov to try and... Oh, dear.
That's a UMP, though.
He's got 5 kills with his Mach 10. He has, a 6. So he got 4 last round. He's got himself another 2. That's $600 a pop in his bank account.
And I feel like so much of this does go back to that forced buy on the 2nd round.
This is getting insane.
From OpTic as well. Just like robbing themselves of a chance to have...
Yeah, they're
a proper round, and again, that's why you see less and less of it, because
it is a gamble. I mean, you could end up winning it, but if you it looks like you win those a lot if you just compare it to the grand scheme of things. But percentage-wise, it's still less. It's still less than 50-50, right? So it's more of like, do we want to take the gamble and win this one extra round, or do we just want to play it safe here? And like most of the time, it's always going to come down to play it safe.
It comes back to what you said. If you're going to do it, have a plan.
Stewie made 5.6k in 2 rounds with a Mach 10.
Is that what you brought your phone out for?
I'm ashamed to admit, I just wanted to make sure I did the maths correctly.
Well, one more fact actually from that buy is that we also saw them like never really having a full buy with all the nades. And in one of the spots where they could have done that, and just to see how does our normal setup actually work with all the nades, they had triple AWP. So that they haven't really tested a lot of the normal stuff that you would want to test, or want to kind of measure, or setups you might want to run that's more normal against Cloud9, because they went immediately to triple ops as well. So it kind of looks a little bit. I mean, triple ops seems a little bit drastic.
It's very excessive, yeah.
Yeah.
It could work, but it's like, if you look at, there's a lot of maps that you could make 3 ops work, but do you really want it?
It's kind of gimmicky, like the force buy, I guess, on the 2nd round. It's like you're kind of like hoping.
Holy crap!
What is this?
What the hard read?
flooding up ramp. And Jason is just waiting for him. This is a CT stack on towards A long. And somehow Cloud9 have managed to make this relatively manageable. There's a 2v2 with Brax and Stewie left to fight things out. And Jason is probably going to get his face full. There it is, Stu. First blood of the round for him. And no, Naf has to be the playmaker. This is exactly what you need. There is no smoke for the cross. They don't even necessarily have to cross anytime soon. And so they have a little meeting. Just hanging out on ramp. Get Naf. Get those palms nice and sweaty. Get him questioning whether they're coming somewhere else.
Yep. They cut noise entirely.
This is what you were talking about, right,
yeah,
Josh?
on Cash, yeah, this is what I was talking about. Cut noise entirely. It makes him like want to second guess. Maybe he looks back towards drop or towards B, or maybe he moves angles or something, and that's the timing window that Cloud9 wants to, hope to get. But I mean, now Brax knows where Naf is. 1 versus 1. He can play the bomb, but we'll see what his options are. 4 iBuy power stickers on the gun, so
he's rubbing them now for some luck. Naf has been so patient, so vigilant, hoping for Swag to overextend, but he's giving him nothing.
Look at the angles Swag's peeking. He's barely even peeking an angle, just like jiggling, showing his shoulder to bait out a shot and hope Naf gives away his position, because Brax was kind of like pinned there and there's nowhere that he could realistically go. But OpTic winning the round with only 1 person alive.
Oh, that's bad money.
It's really bad again. We're looking into a situation here again where it's like, gonna be low on money, gonna buy some farmers. Even an SMG on Tarek, right? Like,
yeah, just so they can get nades and armor. And Jason just says, you know what, I'll get a helmet. Why not?
I don't agree with that, Josh.
You don't agree with that?
In case you were wondering.
I do not.
I don't know. Like, if I said it, I'd have people yelling at me, but...
I mean, the odds of Cloud9 actually buying SMGs here, I mean, it's okay to save them, right? But, like... No, that's a smoke.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a smoke for mid. That's a smoke for A in here. That's another one, right?
It happens so often.
Oh,
and we finally get the
Shroud.
creek.
There it is.
Yeah, we talked about it before. But he's only bringing it out now. It's safe. They got some rounds.
No, he should never be peeking.
Yeah, he's genuinely considering it. Yeah.
Oh no, but I wanted him to open with it, not just I think this is the first time we've seen it.
Pull out.
And now they've got the 6-round advantage.
Oh my god.
His pull-out game isn't strong. Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
So you said? Dan, get a grip, man.
You're out of control, mate.
What did I say?
You said it took him this long to pull it out.
Oh yeah. Tyrone pulling
as soon
out
as there as well. Sorry, Mixwell didn't have to peek it. It's a 5-on-2 already. Save your weapons. Now you're 4. It's a double eco again.
Yeah. No, it's a force buy into an eco into a last round. Into game's over. What happened?
But now, I mean, now to this point, it's like it's already tilt, right? It's like, oh yeah. All right. It didn't work out. Let me just buy something.
If they have any hope at like actually salvaging this game, it's going to be in the next half.
But this is what you were talking about. You know that one round where we outlined that this is like the rest of the game to turn.
Yeah.
That was about 5-6 rounds ago now.
Yep.
And it's exactly as it was prophesized.
Has Jason practiced with OpTic at all, Josh?
Online, I believe a little bit, but I don't know the time frame of it because I've been playing like a really good game
called PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, dude. So have I, and so has the whole professional CS:GO scene. So like,
Mr. Flight.
Honestly, I think OpTic's been playing a lot of PUBG as well.
I think a lot of the professional teams have. Not gonna drop team names
for
here, but
team synergy.
I'm not gonna call anyone out.
It's good practice for your team synergy, mate.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's
actually,
a good time.
You can only do solos, duos, or squads. And squads are 4, so someone's getting left out.
Someone's
kicked.
already
busy doing.
It's the odd man out,
Molly on the stairs is going to flush out Jason. There's another close. Will Rush be able to profit? The answer is a resounding no. Another. Wow, Mixwell takes 2 with the 5-7.
Do you save here or do you go for it? They bought.
Maybe things are going to change now because Brax, with a flick of the wrist.
You might as well save here again. Well, actually, bomb isn't down, so I would still try and go for a peek. My call here would be if you get one more and the bomb is still not down, you go for it.
Yep.
You definitely go for it now. Bomb's still not down. 15 seconds.
Force spot. You might as well.
If the bomb was already down in that case, you would have just saved.
I like it. That's Tarek walking up statue. He can do a lot with this. Mixwell catches him, and that's it. That's the round. OpTic find the third, and the buy was less than perfect.
You know what this round just did, though? It justifies them force buying every other time they're in
I know, because they worked one time, right?
Because it worked that one time.
But that's why I was saying it's less than 50-50. It's always going to be a gamble. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. For I don't know what happened with Cloud9 in the bomb plant there. I know it went down, but
they had time, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they had a lot of time. They took their time. If they would have gotten the bomb down right off the bat here, OpTic would have saved. They would have either gone for it and you would have better positioning instead of holding. I know what they were doing. They were trying to do the same thing as Brax and Stewie did versus NAF, right? And just hold and hope they were peeking. But since they were low, they wouldn't. They were just playing very, very passive.
It's funny, like with the old OpTic with Stanislaw, when he was leading with them and they had that success. When I was watching them, I was like, wow, this is like the first NA team, excluding the Brazilians and so on, that it actually looks like they're playing a European style of Counter-Strike, like in the decision making and the approach and so on. And I'm not seeing that obviously so far with presumably Jason's calls, but it is the CT side, so we'll see how they develop the T side, because Cobblestone is all about the T side generally anyway. So,
what I would say as well, I mean, we've been giving a lot of flack to OpTic here. Cloud9, it's not like Cloud9 has been playing bad.
No.
I feel like Josh was saying, they have actually been playing together, which is something we just thought it would be a rank S game, right? But they are actually working together. They have strats, they have anti-eco rounds, going together up mid, for example. Even if it doesn't work out, that's a good sign.
Actually, talking of Cloud9, a very interesting observation I've recently made is that their logo consists of 9s in the shape of a cloud.
Did you just realize that now?
In case you were wondering, that's what that is. Yeah.
Did you just...
He Googled it. He just went...
That's some top tier analysis for you guys.
He didn't want to be incorrect.
Where do you think it was before?
No,
like
I'm messing around.
Octopus or something?
I'm only
like
messing.
tentacles from an octopus?
Yeah, it could be. Sure. Did you see that post that in India someone had made a restaurant called Cloud9 using the Cloud9 logo?
Really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
I saw like a Kiko restaurant or something.
You did?
Yeah.
The same logo?
Of
course it is. Someone's just Google imaged it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got enough time for the plant. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, naff. Really has no options, does he really? Keeping hold of his SG.
See, the truly meta thing about using this weapon is that if the people on the other team don't know how to manage the recoil, it's almost impossible for them to actually utilize it. So if you're going for these solo picks and you end up losing the SG or the AUG, then at least like the other team might not have a chance to actually do anything with it. You know, if it's an M4 and AK, everyone knows how to use that.
It's interesting too, like being hard on OpTic when it comes to economy, because there are spots like I mean, you can look at that as like a fundamental thing. Like, okay, management of economy. We can say there's the T side of the map and all that kind of stuff, and it's about the T side. But on the CT side, that means it is actually about economy management. So it's one of the reasons why I guess we're a bit harder on their economic choices. But at the same time, to cut them some slack, again, it could be that they feel as though in their practices against Cloud9, in that meta that might exist domestically between the two teams, that maybe they feel like there's slightly more value against Cloud9 and them force spying against them, and maybe they had to play more of a gambly style, and they found that against Cloud9 specifically works. I personally don't like that style of thinking, generally speaking, where you're relying too much on specific matchup knowledge as opposed to just like playing very sound Counter-Strike, but that could be one of the reasons as well for some of those decisions.
So Haste hasn't got a headset on, so I presume his communication mid-game has been rather minimal.
He's not allowed to.
Of
if you read
course,
the talent sheet that we...
They're doing the Valve rules, right?
Yeah, sure. But if you actually read the stuff that we were sent, in that they said that coaches aren't allowed to talk until
timeouts.
It's timeout, and there's 4 timeouts.
Oh, so they're observing some of the Valve stuff. Yeah.
That's fair.
No, just trying to call him out because he did this to me earlier.
Josh thought it was a flame to him. What? Oh, was it intended?
No.
Because these are the Valve rules, right?
Yeah, that's right.
This round as well, by the way, I don't agree with. It's the second to last round. You end up spending all of your money in.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, maybe you're getting nervous. It's like, we need 5 rounds, just buy. But you have nothing. And it's 1 versus 1 again, so like...
Story of my life.
Tough.
Yeah, it's extremely tough. Like, I understand you're frustrated and stuff, but again, it goes back to the same thing as that if you can do this buy if you want, just like work a little bit together, right?
Ooh, Jordan's lucky to be alive. 9 HP.
You know, if that was PUBG.
Oh God.
If it was.
That's a young Jordan automatics picture, and that's a long automatic.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, automatics photo, or the one nothing has, is automatic 2 years ago.
Yeah. Puberty does wonders.
It does.
Okay, then rush. I was going to say prime position for one and done, but he's not even going to get the one prior to the done. And then Tarek left, just Shroud. Excuse me, just a scout. And no hope, no prayer, and
like
then
pancakes.
11s for Cloud9. Are you smelling pancakes?
Pancakes and syrup, right?
Someone's microwaved a Hot Pocket, I think. It's not quite as exciting as that.
Everyone turns around.
Yeah, I got excited.
Casters in the
Pancakes
kitchen.
and maple syrup. That's what it
You know, it is
like.
dangerous working in the kitchen all the time because there's always going to be food here.
Yeah, that's true actually.
By
And you can't
the
get
last day, we're going to be big oafs.
Oh,
Oh, did you guys keep track, by the way?
How
How many energy drinks has James had so far?
I don't know, but I've had 12 Uncrustables, and I just took a look at the nutritional ingredients in this thing.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
After
Over
Josh
the
had
last-
11, he started reading the instructions. He's like, "This is really bad."
Hey
I was
guys,
like,
I mean, how much is 450 calories?
They have 330 calories, and 150 of them are from fat. So if you're out there and
Let
you're
me do the
holding an
maths.
Uncrustables right now,
Throw it out.
yeah. Think about the gym tonight.
And on top of that, Josh goes, "I'll have it anyway."
It was in my hands. What am I supposed to do with it? I can't put it back in the fridge.
Absolutely
How
not.
many did you have?
12.
Between today and yesterday, probably like
Oh
12.
my.
It's a few calories for sure. A little bit of fat flowing through your veins.
Not bad.
You're a pervert.
All right, then. Naf started us off with one. OpTic hungry for their fourth. They would love it. And already damage has been done to Stu. Haven't seen much from Brax actually so far on this T side. Hasn't been really needed.
Well,
It's
he's been
yeah.
lurking around towards A, so if they go A, I mean, his team's with him, and if they don't go A, then he's not really doing much. So he's not going to be really making an impact here so much until it's like clutch round time. But next half, he's probably going to... I wouldn't be surprised if they just mirror it and he just ends up playing A on T side as well.
When I was working with Daze actually, and I asked him about North American AWPers, especially when I was trying to talk about Mixwell actually, and his opinion was that the best North American AWPer isn't even an AWPer at all. He says Stewie is actually in his mind the best player with the AWP in North America.
Probably because Stewie moves around a lot within. Other AWPers are usually a lot more static.
Right. What do you make of that discussion though? Would you put Scar in that discussion? JDM?
Wardell?
Mixwell?
See, the thing with all those AWPers you're talking about, like JDM and the Skadoodle, like Skadoodle especially, he's more like a turret, right? So you put an AWP in his hands,
Yeah.
and he's going to be very like positional with it, and
Sure.
you know, if you go and you push him, he's going to kill you. But in terms of going aggressive, he's very rarely going to go off on his own accord and just decide, you know what, I'm going to go and make a play right now. He's not going to do it unless someone says, Scott, take this off and go make a play.
Understood. Right. So a CT-sided AWPer almost.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a very positional, like a 1.6 Markov, I guess.
Sure.
So when you have someone who's like an aggressive player, especially a rifler, who picks up the AWP and tries to do these aggressive plays, you're going to see them trying to make these big grown man plays with it. And generally speaking, when you're an AWPer, you're not looking, I mean, in part you are looking for these AWP versus AWP engagements. If you're a terrorist AWPer and you're peeking a CT AWPer and you get that kill as a terrorist, that's very beneficial for you. CTs don't want to take that duel. But if you're a terrorist AWPer, you're looking for pick-offs on riflers because you're going to, you know, have a massive advantage. All you have to do is hit them somewhere in the body. You'll get the kill. So that's what terrorist-side AWPers do if they're aggressive, and that's what Stewie does because he's just really aggressive. He's a rifler. Generally speaking, I guess you could consider him a hybrid.
Right.
So in that regard, yes. But I mean, you look at someone like Simple, who's going to do the same thing, right?
But he also knows when to play passive, and that's
Yeah.
what you want. That's what you want the best of both. Get a man that can do both.
knowing when to do both is good.
Now, this is OpTic, and this is Jason making a call on the T-side pistol. A much needed one of that, of course, as they always are. Now, where's that smoke been invested towards? It looks like it may be for the doors cross. It's a bit of a ruse though. Investing at utility to try and sell some form of fake, and already there's Doug in their heels, and Jordan, nothing, just takes a big dump on that T attack. Really had to tame what I was about to say there, just calmed it down. Whew.
What did we
Wait,
say?
did we do the jar for the
yeah,
Pooh
Yeah, we should have one for this
Oh
weekend,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
jar?
What is that? That's $1. I'll
It's
go.
$1.
Okay.
Next
I'm
time
gonna
it's
have to take out some extra money here.
$100.
Oh, it goes up in
We're
factors of 10.
exponential, boys.
Hey,
Number 3 is 100.
and Alex, you can just keep those for later as well if you don't end up using all of them.
Yeah, sounds good.
If you don't have any toilet paper.
That as well. I was thinking something else. You go straight for the poo, you know?
Yeah.
That's one for you.
Yeah.
It's adding up. Okay, that Tech 9's coming out. No, is that not a single nade? Yep, just the pure Tech 9 armor. No one choosing to sacrifice their Kevlar for some utility.
That's a big nade.
Oh.
They're all a little
Armor.
bit light. And armor does wonderful things.
That armor pen, though. Armor pen.
Yeah.
Second most armor pen from all the SMGs.
That's pretty gangster. $1,200.
$1,200.
Get it today.
Yeah.
2 kills, you've paid for your weapon.
Yeah. Well, shotguns, 2 kills and you're overpaying. Or, not. Whatever.
Underpaying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. You
Yeah.
have
A surplus.
I knew what you were talking about.
surplus. There we go.
I knew what you were talking
Economics.
Yeah.
Maths.
Something about a supply and demand diagram for a Mag 7.
Huh.
Let's have a look where they end up going with this.
Well, Stewie's farming in more ways than one.
I like that, Molly. Just tells them to change their plans and they're forced to go and take a long fight versus that Tech 9.
It's pretty crisp.
You know when they talk about the power of nades, if you look at how much damage OpTic have suffered over this round, it's almost exclusively been through these HEs.
Except for the UMP bullets that Jason and Tarek started absorbing.
Sure, yeah. Swallowing. Not necessarily just health, I mean, you saw what that Molly did as well. Now, Stewie has to hit this one all suddenly. This round's turned on its head. OpTic have a chance. It's all Brax. You talked about those clutches. This is what you talked about, Josh. This is when he needs to come into a life of his own, and you can see a little bit of paranoia creeping over the OpTic camp. They know where he is. He knows where they are. And shots have connected. Rush down to 12. Needs to find this head now. It's not an easy shot to hit, and it won't be Snaff to finish the job.
So uncharacteristic of Brax there, too, to kind of like push in. But he knew, like, okay, right now if I push in, it's a 1 versus 1. But it's like he was almost kind of like, he's moving his crosshair because he didn't think that he was going to be taking that duel. It's almost as if he wanted to push and kill the planter. Yeah, I think if he focused more on that duel first, he would have had more of a chance, but I don't know.
What was the time down to?
There was plenty of time to
pick up the bomb and
They
plant
could have
it.
stopped it. Yeah, they could have stopped the plant. There was at least 20 seconds.
And so 13-4, staring down the barrel of map 1. Map 2, as we said before, it was Mirage, if I'm not mistaken. That was the choice of OpTic.
Mirage Train or something?
Mirage Train.
So look at the difference here. Look at Cloud9, right? They're also force buying here, but look at Automatic. I'm not sure who the guy is behind them. He actually fell back now, but they were both going aggressive first. If they saw anyone, trying to work a little bit together, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Something we didn't really see OpTic do. They had 2 guys going in A halls, but one was down in the little cubby area, and then the other guy was just pushing, not really helping each other. Whereas now they have full control. They rotated one back, keep in charge of mid, so at least they have some info, right?
Yeah.
I did like the jump onto plateau as well, like right at like that fast timing for the information was quite nice as well.
I think
it had an effect on OpTic.
C9 was playing a give up drop, but now they're just shifting over and they're taking a gamble stack towards A.
That gamble could be rewarded.
Well, they weren't able to get out into A before OpTic got up.
They should just save here.
Yeah, not bad damage done.
Nice delay as well on the bomb. And they feel pressure to go onto the site, which takes a few players out of position. Pistols can get closer, but unfortunately they can't get anything for them. Some extra damage potential.
Oh! He's got it!
What he said?
1500.
YouTube.
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty awesome damage overall to OpTic.
Oh, he managed to snap up that AK as well, so.
It was definitely winnable for Cloud9 when they pushed out like that.
Yeah.
The first guy that was in for OpTic that was in ramp, A ramp there, he actually, I think it was reloading because he didn't actually watch the first 3 people running out, which is why he actually looked a lot closer than he was supposed to be.
Now Jason's maybe going to give Stewie a taste of his own medicine with that Mac 10.
All right, let's just do to them what they were doing to us.
Is that how he sounds, is it?
That's exactly how he sounds like.
That's a good start. And they're looking to do this as seamless as possible.
So maybe North Americans just don't know how to play CT side.
I mean, they just lost pistol and 2 egos.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, but
hold
he just throws the hammer right away.
throwing your entire nation
they
under
don't
the
know how to
bus.
play this side.
I wonder, is he going to be able to do anything into this round with it? That's what I'm interested in. No head armor. That Mac 10, boys, keep your eyes open. I'm telling you. No,
but I think it's going
interesting
somewhere
if we
that
do
Jason
4-1
will
or 3-2.
Upper B control for Cloud9 though, which means that they're able to kind of shift people closer to the connector drop area, which means that they're going to have a stronger hold at A. Right now they already have 2 people at A, so maybe don't need to have too many people in the connector right now, but I mean I don't see why Cloud9 is still sticking 2 people at upper B right now. Like there's absolutely 0 point unless they're doing like a hard read.
Ooh, is that doors?
Let's follow this.
Yeah, I'd love to.
What a journey. It's been emotional.
Oh,
Damn.
that is a long smoke. Makes life a lot easier for Rush, as he can indeed live up to his name and start some aggression over towards that ramp. Look how far he's come. In fact, he actually could go back through, catch out this CT as he returns through the smoke. That's Brack's back turn through the smoke, not expecting Rush so aggressive. And now that's full control, my friends.
Yeah, that was a very long rotation from the end of B plat.
I think C9 should just use that information to make just a chance play on A, or at least like, I don't know. If you have upper B control like that, and especially with an op, I don't see the reason to keep 2 people there.
I mean, it's kind of like, I guess, Inferno Banana. Like, you can leave a guy there who has such a long distance to spot. If you've got a smoke left on him as well, then you can always respond and take that gamble, I guess.
But like on Inferno, you'll have a guy sitting in Suicide, or Speedway, or whatever you want to call it, and he's spotting the Arch wrap-up. You have 3 towards A. That guy who's quick rotate to B, and he's just spotting for Arch side. But in this situation, like, I guess that the equivalent would be the guy would be playing closer to drop or the rock maybe, and he's just listening. If the terrorists want to go down drop, they have to make noise. And this is, like, we're in a house right now. It's not like there's a big audience that's going to be cheering and everything that you can't hear footsteps. This is like, you can hear everything.
A 30 bomb from Stu already, round 21. Been having a fantastic game. And that 1 preserved AWP is going to be their source of utility as well. Is this what the doctor ordered? That quick peek for some information?
This is really weird and peculiar from OpTic. They only have 1 towards B to make all this info. Okay, here we go. The push towards A now. Whoa!
Oh!
Timing.
Not his best friend.
But it's also good because OpTic obviously are mixing up the pace here quite significantly from their previous anti-ecos, where they actually played a little bit slower, generally speaking, especially towards A. So this is really nice. And this goes back to like when on the last matchup we were talking about how playing fast and anti-ecos has so much value, just because like if Stewie is in the wrong place, he doesn't have a chance to do anything. There's just no time for rotation, and the site's already lost. So.
Well, the thing is, Stewie called like, oh, they're going to go A, they're going to go A, and that's why Brack started moving up. He wanted to get down to the bottom of the middle, and then his teammates would be at the top of the middle by the time they rotated there. And they ended up getting caught out on timing alone. But, I mean, they had the right idea. It's just that they weren't able to react quick enough to do it.
Oh, look at Tarek.
Oh,
Prime
there goes the
position
up.
to take that AWP away from them. Oof. And, I mean, I guess you called it prematurely, sure, but you might be onto something. CT sides do seem to be causing a bit of a problem in this game.
Well, hey, they were just on eco there, okay? And they've only had 1 gun round.
There you go.
Hey, you agreed with me.
Yeah, yeah.
I did. You're like, you're right. You're right.
True.
Ooh, there we go. We see the org now on Shroud. He was picking up the org earlier.
I'm trying to think of like is there a position where the org is in particular going to be
It's
superior to
Cobble.
the
This
rifle?
entire map is awful when it comes to angles. There's a million places to clear. So
Not
the
drop
AUG's
room, though.
pretty much amazing at every situation now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's good scoped, it's good unscoped. You can check people in the flower pots.
There is so much nades raining down on the site right now. Stu provides a smoke of himself just to delay.
This is scary.
And here comes Tarek. Straight through the smoke. Going to try and catch Stu, but you're not going to beat him at his own game, pushing through that smoke. Fortunately, Mixwell's there to trade, and now 4 versus 4. The question is, when will that bomb go down? Surely not now, because the CTs are still very present on the site. And the fight's going back and forth, still level again. 3v3. Jason's now starting a spurt of aggression towards Pizza, and things are looking sweet. It's all onto Brax now. Another 1v2 this time. Last time it was a UMP. This time he has a Zoom banger. Oof. Mano el mano. Mixwell versus Brax. Orp versus Orp, and actually they both go hunting for it. It's going to be Brax to pick up the 1v2 and bring home a much-needed 14th, getting Cloud9 back into the driving seat of this game.
That was a nice set piece there from OpTic. I mean, I say nice. I mean, it's pretty standard, but
what I didn't like about it was Tarek flashed himself through the smoke, and when you're flashing for yourself through a smoke, especially if it's like in this environment or online play, someone's going to hear you underhanding that flash. It's best to utilize a teammate to flash for you.
Yeah, they have plenty of people on plat there.
Yeah, like Stewie's just at the statue and he's just like dodging the flash, and there's another person by the rock who also just like turned away from the. We saw as Tarek threw the flash, the guy at the rock looked away, and Tarek's not going to be able to utilize that smoke push as useful as if, you know, Mixwell had a flash. Mixwell could have flashed over for him and would have made a much bigger impact.
I like it. Team play.
Yeah,
it's nice, hell of a thing.
But this is still very dangerous for Cloud9. They're put in a situation now that OpTic was in on their CT side.
Yes. Where
only one alive was Brax, and then everyone else were, you know, they were dead. So that's why you see 3 SMGs on the CT side now. So if OpTic wins this one, we're back to square one.
Makes those resets all the more scary.
But I bet, okay, let's say OpTic does win this and Cloud9's like low buy. I bet we see Cloud9 actually doing full saves instead of just doing like, oh, well, we have to double eco, let's just buy.
Is that
in part because they have the rounds to play with, because it's 14-8, where as opposed to the first half. In large part.
Yeah, you only need 2 rounds. Why not give yourself the best chance? And so on.
We just need 2 rounds to close out. Let's just wait until we have like $5,000-6,000 each. We can get full utility, we can get ops, we can do whatever we want, and we'll have, you know, these, you know, this many chances at doing it, as opposed to just force buying every round, saying like, oh, well, we, you know, we have 8 rounds to work with here, and just like forcing out.
So going back into B now, OpTic, and Cloud9 gonna have 4 players ready to respond to this, but a lot of nades have been expended already. Really fast for that entry. Tarek is opening it up. That is good work there, but again, the rotation comes in pretty strong, and 15 seconds to get that bomb down, and CT pressure. Actually, the A player is a bit slow to the B site.
Bomb goes down though, and Mixwell has the best angle to cover his teammate on the crash. It means Rush is in a luxury position where all he has to do is worry about his other side.
Well, Mixwell's gonna freak out and check his flank in a second here because Cloud9 hasn't done anything yet. I guess not. I guess Rush is watching the flank right now, or towards like flank plus. Yeah.
He's probably strafe peeking, yeah.
Surely impossible, yes. 1 for each. And OpTic will stave off that scary reset that we had outlined before. And this is the money. This is what you were talking about before. This is where you expect Cloud9 to go for that luxury full eco.
Yeah, they're just going to full eco here, full eco next probably. Pistol armor, pistol armor, pistol armor, pistol armor, pistol armor.
Or not.
5 smokes. Oh.
Let's see if they're actually doing something. Though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay. That's the next step.
Takes plat aggressively or something.
I mean, double aggressive in mid for Cloud9.
2 smokes down for Cloud9. In the same spot.
Biting the tip of your tongue.
What? Dan's the one who was laughing.
He's just too passive to say anything then.
Oh, no, I mean, you said 2 smokes in the same spot. I mean, after we just said that they have a plan, I mean, you know,
they had a plan.
Comedy for sure.
Hey, double smoking used to be a thing in Source.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, when the smokes took about 30 seconds.
I mean, it was the same in 1.6 because they were so weak.
Yeah.
The original Source smokes were amazing. You throw them and they just don't do anything but
just like a loose
bloom
fart.
slowly, and then you can see right through them. You have one-way smokes, and then people start using ambient occlusion. Yeah, really fun stuff.
Good old Source days. The Eagle's fun though.
That NVIDIA graphics card giving you the edge.
Yep. No, it was AMD with the X98. Yeah.
Okay.
NVIDIA would mean you were blind.
AMD didn't want to fix that either because they sold more graphics cards that way.
Oh god.
It's great.
Still.
Oh man.
No one down yet, and only 30 seconds left. This is going to start playing perhaps into Cloud9's hands. They have a flank as well.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about when you take it really slow.
things are starting to correlate for Cloud9. That flank as well. Stewie's going to have a bit of pressure towards Rush. He's got to check far too many angles at the same time. There's only going to be one before the flank comes in, and Cloud9, what we expected to be an eco, ends up in a 15th round.
They did an ace stack there, though.
Was that exclusively because of the
push?
The flank, yeah.
He had full info.
Yeah.
Rush has $15K.
How has that happened?
How does he have $15K?
How?
Is that rhetorical? Because you looked at me when you said it, but I have no idea.
That's crazy. It just looks so funny because the rest of his teammates just have no money. It's just like, has he just been hoarding all the cash, like not spreading the money out? It's like,
Bank of Rush.
Screw you guys, I am the bank.
Maybe he's pulling a swag at Fragadelphia.
I don't know the
What was
reference.
that?
They were playing like on Nuke, and it was pistol round first half or something like that. And they bought something, and then they reconnected, and then they were able to like pick up
I remember now.
the nade and rebuy armor and stuff.
Sly.
Fun stuff.
It's interesting that this Krieg is becoming a bit more of a genuine buy. I guess is this exclusively Shroud's impact? I mean,
It's not
Nats picked it up as
exclusively
well.
Shroud's impact. I think it's been toyed and talked about like almost on a joking manner, and like last year I was using it in FPL and stuff like that, and I think people are really just kind of hung up on the fact that it's got like insanely good first bullet accuracy, which is something that the AK lacks, and it's got 100% armor penetration as well. So it's pretty good damage.
That's like a one-shot kill as opposed to the AUG. You know, if you actually get that head.
Well, the AUG you can one-shot kill if you're close enough, which is why a lot of people use it instead of the M4. Also, the recoil is straight down instead of down, right, left, right.
For the Krieg?
The M4 is down to the
right,
right,
I see,
and then left, and then right. But the AUG, the first like 15 bullets, you just pull straight down, so it's easy to control that. The Krieg is diagonal, so you just pull down into the left diagonally.
Or if you're an invert user like me, you pull up.
Or you pull up, yeah.
Oh, because the Quake days, yeah.
Like a pilot.
Yeah, man. Invert is the best.
What happens when you want to play a game that doesn't have invert capabilities?
Who knows?
You don't play that
your brain just knows what to do. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. But FPS games, it has to be inverted.
Well, like like if I played Battlefields or something, or any flight simulator, and it was inverted, like I would instantly know how to fly helicopters and planes. But
I know kung fu.
I don't know. Like I feel like I wouldn't have really super good aim, but I'd be able to adapt and adjust fairly quickly to inverted.
I don't think I could. I think my brain would just completely shut down. 2v2. Cloud9 looking to close this game out, and all information gathered knows where both of them are, but they know where he is. As the bomb goes down as well, they can hunt down Jason. He's vulnerable, cowering on the site with just 18 points of health, but Naf has done enough. Or has he? Close quarters, one bullet will be enough. And Jason's getting hunted down. It will be Jordan to wrap things up on our first. A quick defuse and nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad comeback
16-9.
from OpTic. I mean, they had some like decent T side, like decent openings.
Around, yeah.
Sorry?
No, they cut them. But, I mean, we saw, I think C9 won the pistol and then got ecoed right after. And then from there, OpTic was able to pick up a bunch of rounds, string them together in a row. 16-9, not bad. I'll tell you one thing, though. I can't switch to right-handed gun models in this game. That will...
Oh, I thought didn't you for a while experiment with changing the view model for angles?
I change it, but it's only for very specific purposes. That's like if I'm looking at a certain... It's usually if I'm looking up or down somewhere.
Right.
Where the gun model would be blocking another angle.
You mean like train pop or...
Yeah, or like I'm on Inferno or something, and I'm looking... like the gun's in my left hand, so it's blocking the vision of someone coming out of apartments or something.
I'm with you. Yeah,
Or if I'm on Mirage near a ramp and someone's coming up from stairs, but I'm looking down, or I don't know, I'm looking up at stairs, but someone might peek the bench. So I want the gun in my right hand, so it doesn't block my vision.
Or if you are on ramp and you want to, you're watching towards CT, someone could come from sandwich completely blocked by your gun.
Yeah, so I'll do it just for that one specific purpose and for that one kill. But if I don't kill the person within the first like few bullets, my spray, I don't know what it is about having the gun there, it just fucks me up, and I just miss the spray.
I read something about you put it on the side of your dominant eye, or not your non-dominant eye.
I think that's all bullshit because you're looking at a 2D surface, and there's no depth. This game's not 3D unless you're wearing like 3D glasses or something like that. It doesn't matter. So I think whoever said that was like maybe for real life, okay, but
it's like the eyes can only see 25 FPS.
Yeah.
Well,
it reminds me of like the talk of like obstructing things. Do you remember when because I think it's fixed now, or is it fixed? Where you have it was client-side ragdolls. So like, for example, you could be having a fight with somebody, and let's say it's on dust too, and then the body falls, let's say into the window of the B site, and let's say you're drilling in the middle, and then a guy like peeks you on a headshot angle, and you literally can't see him because there's a body there, but to him that body's not there because it's independent.
That's definitely been
in
fixed.
Source, you could turn off ragdolls when the body's dead.
That was nice.
It's clean. Someone from Australis actually tweeted about that recently. Dupree?
That was bodies, wasn't he? He was talking about that.
Yeah, he was talking about dead bodies. He wants an option to make them disappear. Because it does get in those angles where it's like you can't see a person at like a common angle because there's just a dead body there.
As an entry fragger, especially when you are kind of on high alert, doing wide sweeps, and you just catch a glimpse of a body, you can reveal your location.
What about the chickens? You like scoped, double scoped. The chicken goes past. Yeah, that's
the follow function of chickens can mess you up as well. I didn't realize they follow into the next round. That's
really?
on matchmaking.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Do you have to press like E on them?
Yeah. But like if you jump across an angle, then 2 chickens follow you. They're like, hang on a second.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Fun stuff. That's very neat.
That's cool.
Good inclusion to the game.
And they definitely
fully immersed.
Oh, and they do poop out eggs at the moment.
To be fair, right? Okay, so
okay,
that does not count.
That does count.
Oh come on, that's not toilet humor.
It is. They poop out eggs.
Okay, sorry. I don't know how chickens work.
Eggs.
That's the word I'm looking for.
So this is why I forgive them about all of this.
Okay.
It's because in Source, right? Like everybody knows that you need something to interact with on the map. But they're trying to make it competitive, so they're trying to eliminate all the crap everywhere. So like in Source, where you had barrels and all kinds of like ragdolls, like things going on the map, just like you throw a grenade and like 10 different random objects start flying around, and it just eats up your CPU and stuff like that, and it's just a mess. But here it's like it's actually pretty clean. But the only things you can really interact with is like pots and chickens. Like you can shoot the pots.
We like to shoot our pots.
Because you want to. It's like. It's the thing that you want to do. You want to be able to shoot stuff, but you notice you can't shoot everything. Like you can't shoot the T set, which I appreciate.
I hate this corporate shill that's talking right now.
What's that?
Corporate shill.
Don't use that word shill. I get triggered.
You get triggered? Why?
Is that your trigger word?
Because that's what everyone tweets me every time I try and do my job.
Sell out.
Yeah.
Sell out.
You're doing this on purpose. This is what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's
exactly what we want to do.
We are watching replays, and I know the players are taking a break. I guess we should probably do the same, just so everyone can go get a cup of tea. What if they have tea bags?
They do.
They do have some tea.
They have green tea.
I am
making
making a
green
cup
tea,
of tea,
but I'm sure they have regular like Earl Grey.
Try the ginger one.
Grey.
Try the ginger one. Yeah.
I mean, Automatic's having an orange. How is it? Yeah, tried it yet? Yeah. That vitamin C for for some fragging. Okay, there you go. Right, we'll leave you to it. We're going to take a quick short break, as opposed to those slow short breaks that happen occasionally. Mirage is up next. We're going to be seeing if we get to see a third, if Cloud9 can finish in 2.